This is Rafiq Luzon, and you are tuned in to Nothing But That Sports Talk.
8-point deficit. Brunson with the ball and on the move and through traffic and finds Robinson. Brunson, it's a three. Rebound, snared inside. Halliburton, Siakam on the breakaway, and he takes it in for two.
And they just keep coming at you.
They do, you're right.
How about the look up there by Halliburton, who now has
The 5-point lead with 4.2 to go.
No, I'm letting them shoot the ball, especially if I can push it out, make a guy take a dribble.
Turnaround, and Toppin is in. And Brunson to inbound to Hart. Back to Brunson over Shepherd. The three, no, that's it. And Indiana has gone up 2 games to none over the Knicks. And in the playoffs, they are now 10-2, and they are 6-0 in their last 6 playoff road games.
And with Lexi Hall back in the game, you bring a little more defensive energy right now.
Jones sizes it up. Oh, Jones with a massive three, and New York is taking a 2-point lead. Teams want a seat at the table. It's the elite this year in the WNBA. New York trying to repeat. Ionescu finally, after a couple of misses, it's a clutch jumper. Screening action down low. Clark has to get open. 1 second left. Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up. And New York comes into Indianapolis and takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, good and bad in the New York versus Indiana basketball realms. Welcome to this episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk with Rafiq Luzon alongside Haran H20 from Ballin for Peace. How you doing today as your brand continues to grow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. Thank you for having me on the show today. Ballin for Peace is good. We're 0-2 right now with the Knicks, but all in all, as far as the event goes and everything, we're right and ready to go for year 9 of our celebrity basketball game, June 14th at John Jay College.
Yeah, and while we're on the subject, man, 9 years. I've had the pleasure of covering it in 2019, and it grown a lot ever since, even with the bumps of the road.
Yeah.
When you look back at 9 years of Ballin for Peace, what are you thinking about?
So this being our 9th, it's actually the 10th year that we've been in existence, but it's the 9th event, which you talk about that bump in the road, which is COVID, which everybody, we've all went through that, that pandemic. It seems like it was, sometimes it seems like it was so far ago, so long ago, but still is, still has those effects. But, I look back and it's like, just continued growth and just being consistent. Like the biggest thing with Ballin for Peace when I first started it, I didn't know that it would be what it is today. I thought it was going to be like a one-off. But having all those people come out and, having all those people have a great time and for the cause, I had to keep it going. So I look back at it and I look at so much that I did and so much that I'm doing and so much what I'm going to do, right? So it's a blessing to be in this position to kind of be the face of peace. You know what I'm saying? So it's great.
Yeah, it's also great. And it's also great bringing fresh faces, new celebrities that's known but not really known, especially Slim and Ryan Walker, my co-host, by the way, do a phenomenal job hosting some of your events. Yeah. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about the partnership between you and him that you guys started ever since
Wavy. Wavy, Slim. Like, so it's Slim has been with us for a while, and Wavy has come on. He's come on with our brand Elite 32, our high school classic, which now is our middle school classic as well too. And now another announcement that I'm going to release here, June 22nd, we're going to do our first ever big AAU style event at Queens College, where we're going to have 64 teams. Right now we got about 48. We're still looking for about 16 more teams, and that's within each division. We got ages 9U all the way to 17U, and Wavy Walker is more on that side of the brand with the Elite 32. branding and stuff like that. He's more into the high school realm, and he does do a lot of pro-am as well too. So he's definitely useful there. Slim is all around. He does our high school, middle school, and also does our celebrity games as well. Him and White, and then we have Box Office, who also is one of our announcers as well too, a legend in his own right. And I love to have all of those different pieces because you get all of those different perspective of the same game. So it's a blessing to have them all, and I'm honored to be in a position to have people like that work for our organization.
Exactly, and that's how you have to do it. I mean, this is literally the startup to pretty much everything that goes on, and I should know, as somebody who has started covering basketball in person, do Ballin for Peace.
Yeah.
Up to this point, and ever since then, I've been covering WBA, covered high school, covered college.
Yeah,
you seen it. You seen what I've been doing.
I've seen your growth as well too with in women's basketball, like you said, WNBA and beyond. I seen you when you starting with a couple of people here and there, and then branching out. A quick question for yourself: how has that been for you in that transition from starting in that realm with Ballin for Peace and kind of like going to that next level? How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I built some relationships. Like having to find some opportunity to cover basketball in person. I mean, when I started Nothing But That Sports Talk, it's mainly like just straight basketball podcast called Nothing But That B-Ball Talk. I've had Christina on it. I've had Ari on it. Even my own, even family members and close friends like you've been on it. But then seeing even with all the bumps in the road, seeing the way it grown. So just something where I do everything digital to interview people in person. And obviously I have a lot of room to grow as far as branching out to other places, but seeing the way it grows to I would say calling Nothing But That Sports Talk, it's a big deal because that's literally how brands are being built.
Yeah. Well, that's super dope for you, and I hope you have your continued growth in that realm as well too. I'm glad that you have been a part of Ballin for Peace for these years, even if you're not there, you're promoting it, pushing it. So I appreciate that as well too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have to. I mean, that's how I got my start. And most people already know the history between me and you. Like that's just how it grows.
Yeah.
But getting back to your brand, when you saw the way things went last year when you did it at John Jay, what gave you the right idea to host it again at John Jay College?
That's a good question. So having it at John Jay gave us a luxury of having all the vendors inside of one place, inside of the basketball, where the gym is, inside the gym. All the other gyms that we had, the vendors would be outside of the door, right? So people would have to leave and go and get their food and things like that, or their merch and things of that nature. When John Jay was pitched to us in the beginning, I liked it because the pure fact of first it being in the city, it's a spot that you can get to easily by train, and also they have like parking right across the street. They have a parking lot and things of that nature, but it was easily accessible, right? One of the things that we had at Lehman, it was a little further out, upper in the Bronx, like close to Manhattan College. Some people aren't too familiar with that, but it was we had a good time with Lehman as well. But I love the fact at John Jay where one of the biggest components of it was having the vendors and the fans in the same place, right? And the action all going on at the same time. And people didn't have to leave to go ahead and, celebrate or support the event. A lot of times, like even in the mission or like you're at a basketball game, you have to leave, go get your popcorn and this and that and the third, and then come back. I love the fact that you can actually go get it and be online and kind of watching the game and stuff like that as well too. So, that was one of the bigger factors there. And then I liked it so much that I wanted to bring it back again and run it back, as they say.
Why not run it back? I mean, You're talking about a space where people give you the opportunity to have your event at their gym in the best quality of profession possible.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely love to do them in colleges. It's just about if you think about wrestling and WWE, they have their WrestleMania, they scout out different places to do their events at and what makes sense for the brand and the organization. And this was a double back that I feel makes sense. People are more familiar with it, and they're like, "Oh, the same place from last year." Like, yeah. So, kind of give them that consistency. And for year 10, I'm thinking about some spots that we're gonna go to, but we'll cross that road when we do it.
Yeah, we should definitely cross that road. I mean, come on now. Anytime you put together a brand where you got people like Aaron from the Ballers Journal who covering it, and you have Hannah Hope Flynn
Yeah,
playing at Ballin for Peace,
yeah.
you really create strong engagement for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about an opportunity for somebody to just play basketball. It's about an opportunity to bring peace.
That's a fact. And we've had a lot of alumni come and play in the game. Some of the names that's been involved with Ballin for Peace. And some of those continued names where you have people who, when you get down to an event, you don't know who's gonna continue their growth or who's going to fall off in a sense, or like so say 10 years ago, a lot of the same names and people who started with us either fizzled away, or it's hard to have that same relevancy for a decade, right? So with Ballin for Peace, we're always trying to get people their first starts, right? And we've had several people who we gave them that first start, like with these celebrity games, like Filet. His first celebrity game was with Ballin for Peace. T Jazz, his first celebrity game was with Ballin for Peace. Coy Leray, Lola Brooke, their first celebrity, Loaded Lux, Scott Machado, a lot of people, Ray Ray, Jim Jones. His first celebrity basketball game was here with Ballin for Peace and stuff. Mac Wiles, Little Mama, Fred the Godson, God rest his soul. Mr. Commodore, Tara Wallace. A lot of people who their first, interaction with those celebrity games, and even my guy DJ G Money, DJ Judd, DJ Zeke. He was the first one of the DJ Don DeMarco, first celebrity game here with Ballin for Peace. So it was a lot. My guy Graf, yeah, what I'm saying? It's a lot of people who kind of took those first steps with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looking at your Ballin for Peace, I see you got a crazy lineup. You have Amari Sky, you got Lex, 9/11, you had freaking, of course, Mr. Commodore is going to be playing again.
Shiggy's going to be out there. Daniel Jean, who had that big content day the other day. A lot of flyers we have not posted yet.
And also, I noticed you have DJ Don Data.
Yeah.
Those are pretty interesting names you got there. And it's just names that I'm looking at right now.
Yep, NDO Champ's going to be back. Fat Boy, SSC. Connie Diamond, she's going to make her Ballin for Peace debut. She's going to be out there as well, too.
Least 2X.
Yep.
That's a lot of names.
Again, we haven't even, even touched the surface with all of it. We have so many people that's going to be a part of it. We're going to be, in the next week or so, we're going to be releasing the rosters of who's going to be playing on which team. Some people are going to be performing. G Dep is going to perform. Shout out to Mano. Mano's going to make his Ballin for Peace debut as well, too, this year. So, yeah, man, it's super dope. It's super exciting to have, people who know about the game, who still love to be around it and involved with the game and the organization. It's a blessing on all ends.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be Jose Alvarado, who plays the Pelicans. He was in with Ballin for Peace. Cappy Pondexter, Kenneth Fareed. I think he was there when you were there as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my pastor Carl.
Yeah, I remember Kenneth Fareed. Yeah, he turned me down when I tried to get an interview him after the game. Say, I'm not doing no interviews. No.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that happens. But anyways, that's besides the points. Yeah, you attract a lot of interesting people Ballin for Peace, and
Mark John Jeffries too. Mark John Jeffries and my guy Halito McCullough, man. Can't forget about those guys. They one of the pioneers with Ballin for Peace, starting out with us when Power was first coming out as well too. So and the Wire had finished up and everything. It was pretty cool for them to be a part of Ballin for Peace.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. And obviously, part of the reason why Boston Beats get to grow is you're involved with the New York Knicks. As
Yeah.
I've seen you pretty much, in a like in the Knicks event a few weeks ago, you were at the Knicks the playoff tip off event, like in Manhattan, like
Yeah.
barely game one against Detroit Pistons, and then later on, you was at a watch party where that CB the franchise hosted.
Yep.
So what do you think about the way the Knicks? Were you impressed about the Knicks playoff run and your collaboration with the Knicks during
Um.
this growth?
So the Knicks will be there again at Ballin for Peace. They're gonna bring one of the legends. Hopefully this year, I'm gonna request for Stephon Marbury to come. Hopefully Starberry will pull up, and you could tag him in here in this clip, put him out there, and let's get Stephon Marbury to Ballin for Peace this year. Man, he's been a big. And I told him the other day, I like hit him up and was like, "Yo, bro, we're happy that you're back. You know what I mean? With the Knicks, man. He's had a huge presence with the New York Knicks." On and off the court this year, he's been, nothing but phenomenal with just keeping the fans engaged. His interaction with the people, he gets back to you on the messages and things like that. He's pretty dope, man, and he's a pure, genuine person. So, looking forward to seeing if Stephon Marbury will be that legend that they send this year. So hopefully we can make that happen. But the Knicks run is really cool, man. It's unfortunate that we're down 0-2 right now to the Indiana Pacers. We should have gotten game one for sure. Like game two was another nail biter. A basket goes here, a call goes our way here and there. I don't feel bad about the Knicks. It's not like the Pacers are punching us, right? You know what I mean? The Pacers did come back and beat us after we were up 2-0 last year in the 7-game series. Even though we had all of those players get injured and hurt, if any team that I think can come back from 0-2, I think it will be the New York Knicks. So, it's just, Knicks fans, they go crazy, right? They hang their hats on every win and loss, and it's just, so sometimes you got to calm down, regroup, get recalibrated, right? And kind of like load up and then, and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, this lineup is, the 7, 8 men. This is what Tibbs done this whole time. He got us here, got us to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. So show that man some respect. Show this team some respect. We took out the defending champs. We were up 3-1 before Tatum's injury, and they were going to be
3-1 actually before Tatum's injury game 4, but this is not the point.
It happened game 4. We were going to go up 3, like we were handedly winning that game. So it was going to happen anyway. So we were, like I said, that game we're up 3-1, right? In a sense. So at the end of the day, I think that we just gotta, regroup and finish the games. That's it. That's all we gotta do is finish these games. It's a 7-game series for a reason. So I'm optimistic about this. I hope that we get these wins, and when the Knicks are winning, the whole NBA feels better, right? The league itself, like a lot of things, life feels better. Like it's just like a better place to be, when the New York Knicks are winning. Hopefully that they can make it to the NBA championship. And this year, go ahead and win it and then take away that drought. I don't see too many, like I've been saying on other podcasts and different interviews, I don't see any Warriors with Kevin Durant out there that are unbeatable teams, right? You know what I mean? There's no real unbeatable team. I think that every team right now can be beat. And yeah, the Knicks have, they showed that by beating the Boston Celtics, right? You know what I mean? And the Indiana Pacers showed that by beating the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? So, anybody can be beat on any given day. And I think that, it's not over until it's over, to the fat lady singing.
Yeah, exactly. And I keep preaching, a playoff series is not over until the 4th loss. And we only got the 2 losses yet. Let's just work on making it 2-1.
One game at a time. As a basketball player,
you know what?
I believe in that.
Yeah. And you know what? Even though it's never happened in conference finals, it's happening within the first 2 rounds. in the NBA Finals, the teams lose the first 2 games at home, or to turn it around and win it all, or win the series. It's happened before.
It's not something that hasn't happened before, right? It's doable. It's a 7-game series for a reason. You got to beat that team 4 times, and hopefully we're sitting back here and we're looking at this film and like, hey, you were right. So I'm going with the Knicks. I say Knicks in 6.
Mm-hmm. And we can get disappointed about this loss to the Garden all we want. I was shocked the way they lost game 1 and losing game 2. It was kind of we tried, but you know what? We had to remain humble and confident that they could, at the very least, win 1 or 2 games before we said hope, if not win the series. Because clearly, no matter how the seeds are aligned, we're not good enough to beat the Indiana Pacers. But you never know. We just have to have faith.
Yeah, I have faith. I definitely have faith that we will get this win, get these victories, and bring it home for New York.
Yeah. Now getting to a team that actually brought home for New York back in October. It's the New York Liberty, who has their first 3-0 start in franchise history, courtesy of a nail-biter win in the same place where the Knicks are facing the Pacers in Game 3 of the playoffs tomorrow. They defeat the Indiana favor 90-88 on game-winning free throws by Sabrina Ionescu. Literally a couple possessions after she missed 2 free throws, and Natasha Cloud was on cloud 9 at the defensive stop of Caitlin Clark. So what do you think about the way the New York Liberty progressed coming off a championship, and how much you like their chances of repeating?
So to answer your question, I love how the Liberty has come out this year. Like you said, starting 3-0. They're one of the best teams in New York, right? Period. The end. I love their chances of going back to back, and the Barclays Center is exciting. Like I've been to Nets games, I've been to a lot of concerts at the Barclays Center, and it's nothing like a Liberty game. So the Liberty are 100% amazing, great, and I think they're going to go back to back.
Yeah, they're definitely great, especially Brianna Stewart. Although she's averaging only 18 points to start the season, she's obviously going to improve from that point. I mean, come on now. You talk about the New York Liberty team that defended champions. And yeah, they're without Benigni Hamilton, but I'm not going to let it affect my opinion about their chances of repeating too much. Like I mentioned before, they added Natasha Cloud. She's pretty much shown you the type of dog she has and the championship pedigree she's adding on to New York Liberty. Isabel Harrison, yeah, she has injured. She was out today, but she clearly showed you what she could do.
Yeah. And
John Cole Jones and Ionescu, they showed what they could do when John Cole Jones put up 26 points in the win today against the Indiana Fever.
Again, the Liberty, speaking on the Liberty, chiming in right here, right now, I think that there's I think for them to not repeat, I don't see anybody in their way of from that. It would be if someone who do you think that would beat the Liberty? Like who do you think that can compete against them?
Honestly, it pains me to say this, but the teams that could give the Liberty a bit of a challenge is Las Vegas Aces, the team they lost to the finals in 2023, and the Minnesota Lynx, the team that was 1 win away from making it 0-6 in the WNBA Finals. Well, would have been 0-6 if it wasn't for that Lance Smith foul.
But you're speaking about those are the West Coast teams. Those are the teams. I don't think.
To be fair, Indiana, they pick up some good pieces with DeWanna Bonner and Sophie Cunningham. And then you bring in Stephanie White, who once played for the Indiana Fever, is now coaching Indiana Fever. He made a career with the Indiana Fever during her basketball life. I think those are 3 teams I'm looking at that could give the New York Liberty a fix. They show you they can give a fix this time. Mm-hmm. Everybody else are dark horses. I don't want to sleep on them, but everybody else, they have no chance. You need more than what you picked up in the offseason to defeat the New York Liberty. And they picked up Brittany Griner. You're going to need more than that. Golden State Valkyrie, they just started playing 2 seconds ago. Let's see. Am I forgetting anybody? Mystics, they're not good enough.
Yeah. No.
Chicago,
no.
Chicago, Angel Reese. Leave her alone. And I know you had Cody Van Soot, but you're going to need more than that to defeat the New York Liberty. You see him try to put up 19 3-pointers against them the other night, right?
Yeah.
You seen that, right? I ain't
Yeah,
seen anything. That's the type of offensive flow the Liberty have.
yeah.
What you think?
I'm in the same boat, man. I think that the Liberty, it's their championship to lose, So I think that they'll continue to play hard, play tough. They remind me of the Knicks where they play hard, right? And usually they don't beat themselves, but you got to really work hard to beat them. So I think that the Liberty will go back to back.
Yeah, hopefully the Liberty wins. They actually encourage to the Knicks, considering they literally playing Indiana the same weekend as Game 3
Yeah,
of the Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully that adds some encouragement because
100%.
Sorry, you're breaking up. What you saying?
And hopefully those boys were able to see what a real win looks like in Indiana.
Yeah, hopefully they do. But yeah. To wrap up the episode, why should people attend Ball for Peace in 2025 at John Jay College? And how different would it be compared to past years?
So previous years, it's always good. It's always great to see, up and comers, people, fresh new faces, and still having that same family feel, and you never know what surprises that we do have. But what you do know is that you're going to have a good time, right? You're going to have it's a place where you can support businesses, Black-owned businesses. This year we're having our inaugural high school all-star game, and years past has been like two different teams that we kind of like had battle out. It started out with my H20 basketball team back in the day when like they were like in the 4th grade and kind of moved all the way up. But now we're having our high school all-star game, which will have some of the top high school players from all over the city competing and playing against one another, that played in our Elite 32 high school classic and winter classic. And now we picked like the MVPs to go against one another. That's going to be a great game. Of course, our 3-point shootout, our slam dunk contest, and then the celebrity game / influencer game. We got G Dep performing this year. Mano, like it's gonna be super dope, man. Like Susie from just again innovative, new people, fresh faces, giving those people the right yes that they deserve, and being on that platform, and it's just a wonderful feeling, man. For me, I feel like it's the first year for me when it comes down to competing and like pushing the event and bringing it out there to the public. I get that same energy like year one right now. So I'm in my bag right now. So, you never know what's going to happen. But, I hope that everybody continues to come out, continues to support and, support with your purchase. Keep buying those tickets, man.
Yeah, keep buying it. Ball for Peace, June 11th,
June 14th.
June 14th, excuse me.
June 14th.
Ball for Peace, June 14th, John Jay College. You got to be there.
Yes, yes.
For Ron H2O, Rafik Lewis on. We'll see you next time.
We out. Peace.